Hanukkah and enjoyed your Christmas celebrations. We're in that middle point now, and I gotta be honest, coming into the city was kind of nice. I was rushing in, having to deal with my kids on Christmas break, and I got into the city no problem, so I kind of liked that. That was very nice. Today, as we head into the new year, I thought it would be kind of fun to talk about food trucks, and of course, kind of combine it with the iconic Haven Brothers Diner that's around the corner. So let me give you just a quick overview of my guests and how this thought process came together. First of all, New Year's Eve is coming up, as we all know, and every one of my guests will be out and participating in the New Year's Eve festivities in one way or another. I have to give a shout out to Eric Wiener for helping me organize this and reaching out to all the guests. He is the icon, I guess, as well in organizing these food trucks events around the state of Rhode Island and even parts of Massachusetts, I believe. The guest that I have joining me today is I have Stephen, who is the owner of Poppy's Gourmet and Kettle. He'll be my first guest coming in just a second. I also have Anthony, who is with Gotta Q Smokehouse and Barbecue. I'm really interested in talking to him because I've become this fanatic with barbecue over the last 3 months, and I have no idea why. And then I'm bringing in Patty. Now, Patty is with Haven Brothers Mobile, which has been out at these events and festivals and such, so I was really curious to find out how they've kind of branched off from the diner and had the mobile truck out there, so Patty's going to fill us in on that. And then her brother Ivan, who we were just talking behind the scenes here, and started when he was 15 years old at the Haven Brothers Diner, so I'm really anxious to talk to him. I've been going to the diner since I was 18, I believe, when I first came here to go to college, so a long time now. So excited to have all of them join me today. A lot of great topics. You'll see we're going to get started with some things here in just a second. So let's welcome in Stephen. How are you?
Very good.
Merry
Yourself?
Christmas.
Merry
Thanks for
Christmas.
joining me.
Happy holidays.
You made it through the holidays okay?
Made it through.
I'm still recovering.
Yeah.
My house is still recovering, cleaning up. So you brought some amazing things, and I did find one of these pictures online right here. This is Oreo, right?
Yep, that's
All
a
right.
cookies and cream.
So we're going to get into all this food in just a second, but I got to find out, I'm going to ask all my guests a similar question to this. I want to find out how you got into the food truck business and where the concept came for this particular food truck.
Well, it started in '09 when I started the kettle corn business. I ran that up until I got close to my retirement age. And, you know, I wanted to do something when I retired, not just sit around, so I decided to build a food truck. And working with Eric and PVD Food Trucks, he gave me the idea of doing waffles. So there I was, feet first plunged into a food truck with waffles. And you know, my background in a bakery for years gave me some insight on different things to come up with different ideas.
So how long have you had the food truck now?
The food truck was just launched this year.
So it's brand new.
Brand new, yes.
So when you said that you had the idea about the waffles, and that came from your conversations with Eric, was that to fill a niche that you didn't see that was already out there?
Well, I wasn't really 100% sure what I wanted to do in the truck. So I was leaning towards possibly pastry and coffee. And then one day in a conversation when I was set up at an event with Eric, and he gave me the idea with waffles because there really wasn't anything around like it.
I gotta be honest, pastry and coffee is another good idea. That might be your expansion
Yeah,
growth
yeah.
when you go down there. So when you went to the waffles, and I have to say, I mean, I've looked at all the trucks that have been out there now, and I've seen a lot of them at the events, and Eric does a great job at spreading them out throughout the state at the various events you're all at. This is kind of unique. I mean, and even from, like, if we can go into talk about some of your menu here, but let's start with this, because this is not a waffle I would expect.
No. I kind of think it's probably a bigger thing down south. That would be chicken and waffles. Use nice chicken tenders, make the waffle chicken tenders, and then put the maple syrup on it. And it's been a big hit. People really love it.
I'd be gobbling that one up right there.
Yeah.
But then going into pastry, you got this right here.
Yeah. That's cookies and cream, Oreos cookies, crumble, chocolate sauce on the bottom, Oreo cookie crumble, vanilla icing, and then more Oreo cookie crumble on top. And it's one of the bigger sellers on the
my
truck.
kids would be insane with this. I know the ones that are watching right now are going to be saying, "Dad, bring that home." What do we got over here?
And this one is a s'mores. Basically, take the waffle, chocolate sauce on it, marshmallows, crumbled graham crackers, and then I toss it in the convection oven for like 15 or 20 seconds just to get the marshmallows soft and browned on top, and then drizzle a little chocolate on top of it.
So how, I mean, to do this, and then you're doing the kettle corn in the truck as well?
No,
Or
the
you
kettle
produce
corn I
stock?
pre-make,
I
yeah.
was going to say, that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
So how many different waffles do you have in the truck overall?
Right now I'm probably featuring about 15 different waffles. What I do is rotate them. Like in the warmer weather, I'll do a pina colada waffle. I just came out with a new one, hot apple pie.
Nice.
Take apple, just like you would have in an apple pie, and put the apples in a crock pot, get them nice and hot, cook the waffle, put the apples on top of the waffle, and then some whipped cream and some cinnamon sugar on top.
Oh my
So on a
God.
cold night, it's a nice warm.
Cold night, I'd have that anytime. That's amazing. Now, to go back to the pina colada for a second. Tell me about that one.
That one I did a little bit in like the latter part of the summer. The waffle with pineapple filling, whipped cream, coconut, and a little pineapple dressing on top of them.
So, what's giving you the inspiration to come up with these? Because this is like amazing what you're coming up with.
You just think of different things. My daughter, all of a sudden, one day she says, "Let's make an Elvis." So we did a chocolate waffle with bananas, peanut butter sauce, whipped cream, and nuts on it.
Oh my God.
And it's just do a Reese's peanut butter waffle. It's just it's endless.
Yeah,
it
it's
really
kind of
is.
like one of the products where you can go anywhere with it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's very cool. So, kettle corn. Now, I've seen the kettle corn, obviously, you were doing the kettle corn before the truck, you said, right?
Yeah,
Because you said-
09 I started the kettle
Because I
corn.
knew that I've seen the kettle corn, and I've had the kettle corn before. This has got to be an equally big as seller as the waffles, though, right?
Yeah, it depends on where I am, but it goes over very well.
I mean, these things, this is something I gobble up. This is like my late night
Yeah.
snack. I feel better, like, if I eat this, because then if I start eating this, I'm like, oh my God, I'll have two of them. It's crazy.
Yeah. The problem is once you open the bag and start on it, you really
on the
can't
kettle
stop.
corn either. So now, for New Year's Eve, all of you guys that I'm having in today are going to be out up on Finance Way, right?
Right,
So
correct,
above,
Finance Way.
right over there above the basin. So how many events a year, I mean, and working with Eric, I imagine there's more opportunities coming up on a regular basis. How many events a year is the truck out at?
In the peak of the season, probably 3-4 nights a week, maybe even more. He does the Food Truck Friday at Roger Williams Park,
Yep.
which I'd like to be part of. He does an events in Warwick, which is nice because that's my hometown. And then the Mulligan's Island kicked in this year. I did 2 or 3 events at Mulligan's Island, which were really
Oh, I didn't
nice.
even know about that, on Cranston.
Yeah,
Look
in
at that.
Cranston, yeah,
Nice.
really nice.
So it seems like, from what I recall, and Eric will probably have to correct me later on, but it seems like that the food truck craze, so to speak, in Rhode Island, started with Providence, with people being out in Providence
Yeah.
and coming out at night, especially even later at night, it seemed, that they were coming out. But now with the organization of all these events, you guys have expanded. There's a lot more trucks than there ever was.
Yeah, I think you've got a good amount of trucks, so now when you get set up at a place, like when you do a Food Truck Friday at Roger Williams Park, or one in Warwick, like we did one at Rocky Point this year,
Cool.
it was amazing. I think they had like 3,000 people there, and
Really?
it's just such a draw, and I think it's something that people kind of, okay, let's go get something to eat here. It's something different, and
Right.
I really think a lot of these trucks, the food they put out is just by far better than anything you can get anywhere else because they have a lot more love to it.
And it's funny that you say that about the quality of the food. Is again, I think that's another thing, is that the food quality, or the perception of quality from food trucks, has drastically changed because of this expansion.
Yeah, it's not like what you would think of a hot dog stand
Right.
on the corner. It's totally different now. And I mean, I take a lot of pride in everything I make. There's nothing more gratifying than you make something and you hand it to somebody out the window and they take their first bite and you can tell.
You get that instant
Yeah,
reaction, right?
you can tell that you really like it.
So it seems too that, I mean, and again, this is probably some credit back to Eric and his stuff, but it seems like all of you guys get along. There's this big network of how the trucks can all come together and participate in these festivals. And
Well, you really have to. I mean, you're there, you're kind of out there. It's not like you have a big storeroom behind you and, you never know what's going to happen. So it's always great to work together and be nice and to each other and, help each other out. And it makes like a big family is what it really is.
you can tell that just even talking to
Yeah.
you guys in the green room out here before we got together. You can tell that there's a lot of camaraderie that's coming together. So I have to imagine, and I mean, I look at some of these trucks when you guys are pulling up and when you're setting up for events, to stock the trucks, coming up with your supplies and all this. There's got to be some challenges that you guys are constantly evolving, right?
Oh, it's always a challenge where I'm lucky in some ways because if I run out of waffle batter, I can make it right on the truck.
That's a good
So
point.
it's not like some of the other guys that, prep a lot of the stuff at a commissary and bring it along. When they're out of it, they're out of it. But I do have that luxury.
So what's kind of, and I'm probably going to ask everybody this because I'm curious about it. What's kind of a time frame of how long you could last an event? Is there a typical length to an event that the trucks can go out to?
I mean, I've done events that I've been there all day long from like 11 in the morning till 8 or 9 at night.
Really?
On something where I'm set up somewhere, not necessarily an event. Most of your events are 3 or 4 hours.
Okay.
But I've been at places where I've been there for an extended period.
Now, if someone wanted to have you, you know, forget a larger event like a festival, like the ones that Eric organizes, or a big production, so to speak. But if people wanted to have a truck come to their own private event, is that doable?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I've had 3 or 4 people just in the last month and a half or so ask me if I did private events, and that's something that I encourage people. If you think you'd like to have it, you know, maybe at a wedding, you know,
Yeah.
that way you would have the waffle truck show up at the wedding and serve the waffles and the kettle corn as a dessert
Well,
item.
that's what I was
or-
just gonna say. I think that there's some unique qualities
Right.
to all of you guys that I'm gonna be talking to. There's some unique qualities of how to get you to these events, and I think that that's probably a good level of expansion for all of you out there to consider. I mean, I can tell you from a silly, you know, point of view is that I had a summer party and I brought in an ice cream truck.
Right.
You know, but
Right.
I'm looking at all of you guys and I think about it. And I'm like, my God, I could save a lot of catering and a lot of like.
Yeah,
food
because
expense.
you can turn around and you can, you know, cater it, or, you know, get it to your needs, exactly what
Yeah.
you want, or you can just have them, you know, like open the truck up and just say, okay, run a tab and I'll take care of it later, or
So,
select your own menu.
so from your perspective, if somebody wanted to reach out to any events, they can go to the website and reach you
Yep.
directly to go
Yep.
there. Okay. In the truck itself, I mean, and again, this is going to the expansion of these things, and you mentioned, and I'll talk to some of the guests too about having to come up with commissaries to keep things stocked. How many people work with you on a regular basis to man these trucks when you're doing it?
And anywhere from, you know, 1 other person to 2 other people. There really isn't much more room
Room in the
for
truck, right?
than 4 people, but predominantly it's me, my daughter, my wife,
Family
my
affair,
daughter's fiance. It's a family thing.
Well, you've done a great job. I mean, I can tell you that when I was posting the pictures, I was getting instant messages about the Oreo. So people have obviously on the Oreo one, I was getting into this, oh my God, I've had that in his truck and everything. So I think you've done a great job, and it was nice to also hear that this is kind of your next phase
Yeah.
that you're entering into this. So congratulations on that.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
Really looking forward to this summer.
Now, is there anything, so the summertime launch is the big season. for
Pretty
everybody
much,
coming
yeah.
out. Anything special that you're serving on New Year's Eve?
Just be pretty much, most of the stuff will be the waffles, the chicken and waffles, tater tots,
Tater tots?
the hot apple pie, obviously, because
That'd be a
it'd be
good one.
nice. It'd be a nice warm
Yeah.
waffle to have, you know, that night, and hopefully people bundle up and come down and get some great food. I think it's going to be a great night, and it seems like the city's really trying to
City's trying to keep that
get
community going.
get it going, and really, you know, get something where the people have a place to go on New Year's Eve and celebrate.
Well, hopefully you guys coming out will just be the start of great things that they can spread
That's
out
what
throughout
I'm
the
hoping
city.
for.
So now, keep us posted on social media, any of these new ideas, like I'd like the pina colada and the Elvis one. So if you got ones that come out, tag us on that, because I'd love
All
to
right,
hear
we'll
about
do
them,
that.
share it. But Stephen, thanks for making it in today. I really appreciate it. This is some great product, and congratulations to you.
And I thank you very much.
This is awesome. All right, I'm going to have you slide these out with you. Might be stealing one of these later on.